Octane was leaked a little. So yeah. Welcome back. Would you like to be able to give yourself a nice freshen up easily, without much hassle, in the comfort of your own home? Well, maybe I can show you some quick tips on how to do it. It's actually really easy.
Anyone can do it at home. All you need to do is have a pair of rubbers and just be nice and patient and steady. I've only done it myself 5 times, but imagine that they come out kind of nice now. Let's get into the meat and bones. everyone, that's the end of the haircut. Thanks for watching. If you watched to the end, this is what it looks like. This is like the 5th time I've done it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's free, so you can't really complain. And yeah, quite happy with this one. 5th time I've done it. We're definitely improving. So that's how I'm going to be walking around. Have a good week, everyone. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Give me a sub if you fancy it. I would appreciate it. We're on 57 at the moment. The goal is 60, 100 and beyond. Right, take care. See you soon.
So once we get to it, we're going non-stop.
What's up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. And if you're new here, on Fridays we do things a little bit different. On Fridays I try to cover more viewer requested stories, and with that said, let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is, well, it was in the title, Quitting Social Media. About 8 days ago, friend of the show, Casey Neistat, put out a video called Goodbye Social Media. And in the video he talks about deleting social media from his phone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And kind of like every other time I'd seen someone that talked about taking a break, disconnecting, I was really inspired by it. I was like, yeah, maybe down the road I'll do that. But if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you know that I'm Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, off of my phone. I still allow myself, if it was on my work PC for a work reason or a designated time, I have access to it. I will say, after a week of doing this, I really recommend it. Even if you only are going to do it for 1 week and then you can jump back on personally and stick with it, it really has been amazing, especially after the first 48 hours where I kept feeling the need to grab my phone like I always did. Part of this was also inspired by listening to, not an Audible sponsor today, but listening to The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brain. It made me realize that I try to lie to myself and say, I'm using the app at this time, probably the majority of the time for work. And thanks to Apple Screen Time, I was like, oh no, there's no way that 2.5 hours a day am using Twitter for work. It also made me realize that it was affecting the way that I focus on Twitter. I mean, how many of you right now are watching and really listening and also paying attention to 1 to 3 other things at the same time? And I'm not calling you out for that. I think having so much access to everything at all times, it's how we slowly shift. And I think we try to tell ourselves we're really good at multitasking, but a lot of the experiences end up being so much. Using the part of the audience that you have in the show, I highly recommend that you test a small highly listening a lot of social media. And grab your phone, whatever apps you would normally go to. The main point, it's very fascinating that in a world where we all of a sudden have access to everything, the benefit that can be provided by setting our own limits. Then we start by the international news. There were students all over the world skipping school last Friday to protest for stronger climate change policy. And all in all, according to reports, there were more than 2,000 protests held in 120 countries, with general estimates saying there were nearly 1.6 million people who came out to protest. And what we saw there was a number of highly organized protests led almost entirely by teenagers who believe politicians need to do more to address climate change at an international level. Also, in connection to this, several of the young leaders of the protest published an article in The Guardian about their movement and why they are striking. And in the article, they keep repeating this line: this movement had to happen, we didn't have a choice. And the leaders cite a report published by the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change back in October that argued, 1, that the planet would warm by over 1.5 degrees Celsius, 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, without coordinated international policy to limit greenhouse gas emissions. And 2, that the impacts could prove to be much more devastating than previous studies have shown. Most specifically, the IPCC report said that the international community needed to curb emissions by 2030 or risk runaway warming, which, as you can probably tell by the sound of it, essentially means a point of no return. And the students who came out to protest say they've seen the impacts in their homes and all over the world, and they feel like their future is in the hands of adults who are not doing enough to stop climate change, and that they are powerless because a lot of the kids who leave this movement or are a part of this movement, it turns out they aren't even old enough to vote. And the students believe that skipping school to strike it hits on a powerful point. According to the website for the strike, school children are required to attend school. But with the worsening climate destruction, this goal of going to school begins to be pointless. Why study for a future which may not be there? Why spend a lot of effort to become educated when our governments are not listening to the educated? And looking into this, it's actually really interesting to find out how... Second further... climate change by 2 degrees Celsius. A goal that, if you're wondering where she got that number, is in line with the Paris Climate Accord. And Greta continued to protest and continue to post pictures to social media using the hashtags Fridays for Future and Climate Strike. And those hashtags spread, and you start seeing a lot of students begin to protest outside of their parliaments, outside of their city halls, all over the world, effectively starting the Fridays for Future movement. Their site says the movement follows Greta's call for school strikes and also provides materials on how to strike, as well as links to social media accounts and contact information for affiliated strikes all around the world. And it's really interesting to see how this one woman protest became this global movement, how she's been championed as a leader. So much so that last week a group of Norwegian lawmakers nominated Greta for a Nobel Peace Prize. But of course, not everyone is on the movement or Greta's train. Back in February, the office of British Prime Minister Theresa May said that the school strikes in Britain were a distraction that, quote, wastes lesson time, to which Greta responded. British PM says that the children on school strike are wasting lesson time. That may well be the case. Midwestern states have been experiencing record flooding. Said that it is the most widespread disaster we have had in our state's history. 74 counties have declared a state of emergency. The financial damages of the storm are also getting very serious. Ricketts estimated $1.3 billion in damages in his state alone, and because Nebraska is a huge agricultural state, experts believe that there will be millions of dollars in damages to farms and livestock. And losses for crop and cattle in the state have already reached a combined $800 million, with more damages expected. Also, with this situation, we've seen President Donald Trump approve Nebraska to receive federal disaster aid. The flooding in the Midwest is part of the trend of severe weather patterns nationwide, and according to a report from the NOAA, nearly 2/3 of the lower 48 states face an elevated risk for flooding through May. With the report also quoting the director of the NOAA's National Water Center in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, who said, "The extent of flooding we've seen in the past 2 weeks will continue through May and become more dire and may be exacerbated in the coming weeks as the water flows downstream." This is shaping up to be a potentially unprecedented flood season with more than 200 million people at risk for flooding in their communities. And according to the NOAA, the flooding in the Midwest was made worse by the heavy rain falling on unmelted snow, which then flooded rivers and water basins, causing them to overflow. And this isn't just a fluke or a one-time thing. Many scientists have said the bomb cyclone is connected to climate change. And this is because greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere, which warms oceans and makes the air above them more humid. Storms then pick up that moisture and eventually drop it when it gets too heavy. And according to Michael Gerry, a senior scientist at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, the atmosphere is pretty close to fully saturated. It's got all the water it can take. And he also noted that storms like Hurricane Harvey that hit Houston back in 2017 are examples of where the impact of climate change can be seen clearly. And this isn't just limited to one place. This is part of a global trend. Just this week, we saw a cyclone hit Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi with the storm going to pick up that moisture and eventually drop it when it... Zimbabwe, and Malawi, with over 300 deaths reported so far in total. And that's without touching on the damage there, which has been incredibly severe, with millions impacted. Realize that Cardi B being in this movie she's like the female version of Channing Tatum. Both former strippers that went on to become very, very famous non-stripper people, then playing strippers in a movie. Well, yeah, good luck. Then we got a new Detective Pikachu trailer. We got a sneak peek at Dumbo, some brand new Side Night and Happiness shorts. Insider gave us how the sounds in Transformers movies are made. And the last bit of awesome is if you didn't see yesterday's extra morning...
The Transformers movies are known for explosions and giant Autobots that crash into buildings. To make all that feel real, the sound has got to be just right. Bumblebee, the latest entry in the franchise, was no exception. To learn more about how the sounds you hear in the movie are made, we talked to the film's Foley team. Foley sounds are any sounds based on a character's interactions and movements. Usually, that means human characters, but it can also apply to the sounds of animals, and in this case, big metallic creatures. Many of Bumblebee's movements aren't different than what you'd expect from a human character, but he's made of metal, so he's going to sound different. This is Don Lunsford, Alicia Stevenson, and David Jobe, the Foley team behind the movie.
Bumblebee's a car, so it seemed logical that we would use car parts, car doors, car hoods.
Did you have fun at the restaurant?
Yeah, it was great. Excellent burger.
His body we might be doing.
Surprisingly, the best way to understand what it's like to create sound for an Autobot is with a small, comedic scene. Bumblebee, an adorable alien from outer space, befriends Charlie, played by Haley Steinfeld. There's a hilarious scene in the movie where Bumblebee wrecks Charlie's house.
We sort of thought, yes, Bumblebee's a car, but he's also kind of like a puppy.
He touches things very delicately.
Yeah.
The team had a lot of interesting objects at their disposal, like this very old lawnmower. Riding this over the car door, paired with a little bit of a seat cushion, helped them create the sound of Bumblebee sitting on the couch.
Bumblebee still needs to sound heavy, but you can play with weight, and you can play with attack. And sometimes those little things can give a sense of aggression and clumsiness.
They often use these rainbirds to get the sounds of Bumblebee's hands. Here, Bumblebee tries to open a soda can. What's more complicated are the multi-part sounds. The individual sounds usually get recorded separately and then layered digitally. For this part of the scene where Bumblebee hits his head on a lamp, they needed to record two sounds. First the helmet hitting a car door, then a lampshade swaying back and forth.
Sometimes something as simple as that lampshade could be 5 tracks easily.
If these two sounds were recorded at once, the sound mixer wouldn't have as much control balancing the two sounds. Surface makes a huge difference.
I put the parts against the car door so that it would sound connected, like it's connected to a whole robot. Otherwise, it might, if I put it on the cement, then it might sound too thin.
For instance, for the sound of Bumblebee tapping his fingers, and for the movie's underwater scene, they actually had to get a little wet. Then, in the editing room, they manipulated the sounds they recorded to reflect how deep underwater Charlie and Bumblebee go. Not every Autobot is the same. Bumblebee and Optimus Prime are very different in size, so they sound different.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Optimus is bigger and more bombastic. Bumblebee is, as the sound team described him, very gentle and almost E.T.-like. You can see that especially in a moment where Bumblebee plays with Charlie's
You
hair.
like Transformers?
Yeah. I haven't seen all the movies, but I saw the first one and the second one, and they're really good.
What about those fight scenes the franchise is known for?
Well, this is a pretty interesting video. They're talking about how they make the sound
Anna
effects.
Belmer, one of the movie's re-recording mixers, explained how sound works in a fight scene between two Autobots.
The fights are always so challenging. You know, they're two metal robots, but they have to have their own characters. You have to know which one is which. so their punches sound a little different from one to the other. And when one is winning and one is not, obviously, whoever's winning's punches we always make stronger than who's losing. You just make them audibly louder and more intense and heavier.
Belmer said they have to be really careful with sound levels in these scenes. Smacking metal sounds much louder than smacking flesh. Too loud and they risk fatiguing the audience. Besides the Autobot fights, another thing this franchise is known for, explosions. Those sounds aren't done with Foley, but digitally. Every explosion sound has to be unique.
The challenge is not to make it sound like every other explosion. So there's an integration that happens with other sounds that you would never think would belong in an explosion. Like maybe a high-end screech that would make you feel uncomfortable, or maybe sometimes even a deep animal vocal, like a deep growl or something to that effect.
Foley is a team effort. It's like being in a band. But hopefully you're working with people that you get along with and that you have the same creative sensibilities like we do, so we're very lucky. Don't try this.
News deep dive or shrink 73% say 44. When Americans are all links as always are in the description down below. And then I actually want to talk about a story that's kind of related. You know, we're talking about the future, where we are now, what the future will look like. According to a new survey from the Pew Research Center, Americans are optimistic.
The last Transformers movie was complete as TBH. I almost fell asleep while I was watching it.
Is that Bumblebee? The last one.
For a part of the survey, we're asked, what do you think about America in the next 30 years? How do you feel about the future of the United States? 44% pessimistic, 56% optimistic. Okay, that's pretty close. Will the country be more or less politically divided? And overwhelmingly, 65% said more. I also don't disagree personally. Will the United States be more or less important in the world? 60% say less. And, given the power moves that China and others have been making in place of the United States, not crazy. Then the depressing, will the gap between the rich and poor grow or shrink? 73% say grow. 82% believe that robots and computers will probably or definitely do much of the work performed by humans today. 85% say that by the time they retire, they expect to receive no benefits or less benefits from Social Security. Diversity was also an interesting one. According to the survey, 59% of Republicans and 46% of white people said that a majority non-white population will weaken American culture, and 30% overall said American customs and values would be strengthened. And to bring it back to climate change, which we just talked a lot about, 60% of Democrats say they are very worried about climate change versus 15% of Republicans. So yeah, there's all of that. Also, 60% of Americans think that a terrorist attack that is worse than 9/11 will happen in the next 30 years. As we often have to say, and very true with a story like this, only time can tell. With all that said, though, I'd love to know your thoughts regarding the future of America. You finding yourself in the more majority or more minority opinion here? Based off of your personal life experience, do you find this to be very on or off base? Let me know. And there were a lot of requests for this. It was the Donald Trump, John McCain news. And the reason for that is this week, while speaking in Ohio, President Donald Trump brought up the late Senator John McCain. And during the speech, his remarks about John McCain went on for about 5 minutes. He brought up McCain's choice to not vote to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. He also criticized the work, or what he referred to as the lack of results for veterans. But what caused the most controversy were his comments about McCain's funeral.
A lot of people are asking because they love me and they ask me about a man named John McCain. And if you want that to tell you about, should I or not? Yes? Yes? So I have to be honest, I've never liked him much. And I gave him the kind of funeral that he wanted, which as president I had to approve. I don't care about this. I didn't get thank you. That's okay. We sent him on the way, but I wasn't a fan of John McCain.
Regarding the part of his approval, because I've seen a lot of people saying a lot of different things, here Trump is likely referencing the fact that he had to approve military transport for the services. But yeah, if you remember the funeral, McCain specifically didn't invite Trump to his funeral and requested that only former presidents be in attendance. But these comments were really just the latest in a string of attacks against the senator. Over the weekend, Trump sent out a series of tweets accusing McCain of spreading the intelligence dossier with information on his administration before the 2016 election. Though I will say on that note, there are many that are saying that is not true, with reports saying that McCain did not hand it over until a month after the election. And also in Trump's tweets, he referred to, quote, stains in McCain's career and called him, quote, last in class. And following Trump's comments, both spoken and on Twitter, there were people that were angry. This even including some Republicans. With people like Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson. Of note, he's condemned Trump for these kind of comments in the past, and he said,
"It's deplorable what he said. That's what I called it from the floor of the Senate 7 months ago. It will be deplorable 7 months from now if he says it again, and I will continue to speak out."
With Senator Mitt Romney tweeting, "I can't understand why the president would once again disparage a man as exemplary as my friend John McCain. Heroic, courageous, patriotic, honorable, self-effacing, self-sacrificing, empathetic, and driven by duty to family, country, and God." We also saw McCain's adopted daughter Bridget, who often stays out of the public eye, tweeting at Donald Trump, writing, "Donald Trump, everyone doesn't have to agree with my dad or like him, but I do ask you to be decent and respectful. If you can't do those two things, be mindful. We only said goodbye to him almost 7 months ago. Donald Trump, even if you were invited to my dad's funeral, you would have only wanted to be there for the credit and not for any condolences. Unfortunately, you could not be counted on to be courteous, as you were a child in the most important role the world knows." We also saw Senator Lindsey Graham respond, a man who once called McCain one of my dearest friends and mentor.
"He's an American hero, and nothing will ever diminish that. I think the president's comments about Senator McCain hurt him more than they hurt the legacy of Senator McCain."
You also had the Mitch McConnells, Martha McSally, Dan Sullivans of the world tweeting in response to the comments, but also doing so without naming Trump. And that said, not everyone was either being quiet or speaking out against Trump. There were some who defended it. For example, on a show on Fox Business, Lou Dobbs justified the president and criticized those in the GOP who were turning on him.
Now, there's a reason for those nasty remarks. There's a history between those two men. And the people who were attacking, including Mitch McConnell, attacking the president for his views on John McCain is asinine.
And you also have other Trump supporters who have defended the president, saying that John McCain may be dead, but we're getting the news about McCain and the dossier now, so it justifies Trump's reaction. And actually, a last-minute update to this story. I thought this story was done. We were covering it from earlier in the week. It has now popped back into the news thanks to something that happened on Fox Business. President Trump sat down with Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo. During the interview, Maria points out that he trashed John McCain, that, John McCain can't punch back. Then we see Maria ask if he feels a responsibility to bring the nation together. And then, as what was kind of a repeated thing, he brought up a repeal and replace. He talked about the dossier again, and this happened.
Now I'm talking about John McCain. I just said you brought up a question, Maria. I didn't bring it up. I didn't mention John McCain until you asked me a question about John McCain. Now I could say I have no comment, but that's not me. But you shouldn't have brought it up. Actually, I thought you weren't supposed to bring it up, but that's okay. Fake news.
No,
once in a while.
it's not fake news. You just told me why you have an issue with him. It's really
a very serious issue.
Yeah, there you go. Fox Business is also fake news now. If it's negative, I guess it's fake. Although regarding fake news, it should be noted that Bartiromo has denied that there were any stipulations as far as the show is concerned. So it appears that the president may have just made that up, or he has an understanding with Fox or Fox affiliates that they're not going to ask him hardball questions. I don't know, that sounds negative to me, so that's probably fake news too. That's a story. If in any way you're surprised by this story, where have you been? Yeah, of course, like with everything we talk about, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And that's where we're going to end today's show. And remember, if you like this video, hit us with a like. If you're new here, you want more, hit subscribe. Also, if you missed the last Philip DeFranco show, the last Extra Morning News Deep Dive, you want to catch up on that, click or tap right there to watch those. Wow.
We make technology that moves people. This is the 2019 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Welcome to New York City, home of Pizza Rat, Subway Rat, and Escalator Rat. This is a town of rats, and those rats have to be studied by people with flashlights. One of those people is rodentologist Bobby Corrigan.
I'm an urban rodentologist, so I study just the rodents of cities.
Nobody knows exactly how many rats there are in the city, but it's estimated that there could be millions. And that's great news, because the more rats you have, the better. I'm totally kidding, obviously. It's hard to imagine a creature that's more despised than a street rat, but is it really their fault? Rats carry some pretty gnarly diseases like E. coli, salmonella, and West Nile virus, as well as rat bite fever, which, despite how it sounds, was not an obscure 50s dance craze. In 2014, Columbia University studied rats inside residential buildings in New York and found that they're even grosser than we thought. Their research confirmed that urban rats carried 15 pathogens and 18 viruses that had never been seen before in the city. I went to Chinatown in Manhattan with Bobby to see what's enabling these critters to live their best rat life.
I look for what I call, conducive conditions. I mean, just look at the gutter. Especially by 5, 6 o'clock, this gutter is a complete buffet. Here's a bag of food trash. Where'd it come from? Who knows? And you can see this litter basket is it's a simple ladder, right up, this in, and then out.
It was the last night Transformers that won was terrible.
Okay, for sure.
A nice rat cave.
So Bobby, what else helps them?
Trains, planes, automobiles, sewer lines, electrical lines, you name it, and this animal's usually taking advantage of it. Any crack or crevice that is a ½ an inch in height and width is easy opportunity for the rat to dark into. It's not to run over. You'll notice here this big, giant gap below this door. A rat would not even have to duck to get into whatever's on the other side of that long door. It's as simple as putting in a rat strip at the base of a door, which costs all of $85. So it'd be silly not to do that. The word rodent means to gnaw. So anything that's linear, like a wire on an airplane, or a wire on a subway, or a wire that's in your own home,
Tinder expectation. Reality. Man, we're gonna sell that to them. Old smile, 'cause it's your birthday.
ass if I'm sober. She like, when the last time you heard the gospel? Sylvia said she saw you speeding down Moscow. I thought I taught you better than that. I thought you knew, but you're still a kid. I thought you knew, but you never did. Cause the shit, well, I didn't really worry about it. I got too many problems in the world around me. The local game runners and these search sirens. Like, who gon' give a fuck a white boy driving? Crime rates rising in my city, yo Lord. We made it to supply for the people, no choice. Leaning sideways, spitting image of my voice. Take a look at my life, this is mine, this is yours. Drive up 2004. That's it, my family afford. Praying I'll make it tomorrow. I'll buy my mama a new car. Put up, kid, start. Couldn't up apart. Hop out, lock up the car. Now that it's dark. Stay up till 3 in the morning. Wake up the park. This coming straight from my heart. Showed up and couldn't up apart. I'm making moves in my basement, but I ain't got one. That's a metaphor, yeah. I take my whole neighborhood on vacation. I swear, that's what I'm headed for. You put my mind on the table, dissect me. I got bars on cable and Netflix. You can watch me like a motherfucking visual. Cause I'm a crazy innovating individual. I'm getting residuals on interest. On interest, on interest, on interest. My head keep on roll by the inches. Don't associate me with the Clippers. And when I say something, people, y'all listen. I'm out here preaching like a fucking politician, hoping I can get your vibe to another state. Let a homie vibe for another day. Crime rates rising in my city. Pray somebody don't run up on me. Cause if they do, I turn them to zombie. I know some villains, so don't hurt anybody. If they pray, they call you a birdie. Now I wanna tell you, be wildin'. Yeah, sneaking out the house, so be quiet. Yeah, I'ma pay them way in the valley. The power going back to the jar, ready for violence. Friday night, they try to propel it. Yeah, I ain't buying nothing, you selling. All up on me, back to Rosella. Worried that I won't see tomorrow. CIA, the killers on camera, this world of terror. Lost my spirit trying to be fair, yo, that play got canceled. Everybody want that dinero, I had my hand full. Now I'm at your head, you know fail, you get dismantled. Ain't get it over with, yeah. Ain't get it over with, ain't get it over with, ain't get it over with. Everybody seems to think that they know all about it. I don't understand it like it's speaking in Italian. Bitch, talking with a list, you can't even pronounce shit. Rip after fucking rip like some broken trousers. Back in the day before the G35, found my dad's 38, I was like 8 or 9. Gang members in the kitchen bleeding out on the floor. I was eating kid cuisine, Lunchables and galore. The difference in you and me is more than skin and the privilege. Shit, or is it? I was never good with the vision, always took me a minute. Where I'm from in the valley, people look at me different. You gon' press me, I'm gon' tell you like real monetize. I know real dope killers, they don't fail, nah. They just know some real cold killers. They gon' kimbo on you, they gon' chop the limbos off you. Limbo after limbo after limbo after limbo, then it's ain't get it over with, yeah. Ain't get it over with, ain't get it over with, ain't get it over with. Food.
butterfly. You say it's alright when I hold you tight. Alright, it's still light. Neon trips when I let you in my mind. How could you feel sad looking at purple skies? Sprinting towards your mouth, fresh eyes, every stride. Shit down, got all these rules to abide by. Myself in bed every night. Who the fuck am I? Why doesn't this feel right? Wanna tell the truth, but I'm living a lie. On the ground, wanna be in the sky. It's hell around me, and I don't know why. Wanna get out, but these feelings won't die. Won't die. Blue skies look the same through your eyes. You're like the thoughts that give you the butterflies. It says alright when I hold you tight. Alright, this a life, neon trips. When I let you in my mind, how can it feel sad looking at purple skies? Sprinting towards your mouth, fresh eyes, every stride. Shake down so many rules to a bright. Stars look the same through your eyes. You like the thoughts that give you the butterfly. You say it's alright when I hold you tight. Alright, it's still light. Neon trips when I let you in my mind. How could you feel sad looking at purple skies? Sprinting towards your mouth, fresh eyes, every stride. Shit down, got all these rules to abide by.
I got confirmation numbers all across the fucking map.
Michael, where are you going?
I don't think I'm going anywhere, but I'm just, I'm going to try and cut my hair real quick here. So, we'll see how this goes. So ideally, the haircut just goes well and looks cool, but worst case scenario, it just does not go well at all, and I just have to give myself a buzz cut, which is not the worst result in the world, but it's not exactly what we're going for, you know. So, okay, so first we're just going to put this here across the across this whole area so we can try and catch all the hairs that come off my head, or at least as many as possible. And then the same thing down here. And that's going to be our cleanup precaution, or just mess prevention in general. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to be the best angle here. So I don't have any experience doing this. It might not go great, but what's the worst that could happen, right? I think I'm just going to start by going just kind of maybe I should do something with like water. I'm going to try and use some conditioner maybe. We'll see if this works. So I'm just going to put some conditioner in my hair because I don't have any like hair gel. This is going to make it like thicker so I can move some of it away from the target zone here. So that was messy, but let's get in the sink here. Okay, now I think we're just going to start going for it.
used to cut my own hair when I was your age. It really helps to have someone cut the back. It's really tough.
Shit. I completely believe you, and I don't know how that is going to work out for me, but... Yeah, this back recording can be super hard. I don't even have another mirror. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to see this. I'm using my phone. Wow, that is going to be super complicated, but... Shit. I mean, what's the best way to go about this? Do you have any advice for me? I'm kind of already committed to like...
Ha 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 ha. Really glad I tuned in right now. Long I just did too. I couldn't really get into Scorpion Line. My opinion, it wasn't the good.
What's up, Chip?
My favorite album of his is More Life for sure.
I feel that. I think Scorpion was like not like a radio album, in my opinion. I mean, I didn't like the B side that much. It wasn't like for me, but the A side was like felt like a very candid rap, and I felt like what he had to say was pretty cool. I really liked it. I thought it was sweet, but definitely not like a ton of radio hits, in my opinion. Cutting your hair.
OMG, you're screaming in fear fire.
Yeah, we're trying it out. I would have to say I'm probably not doing the best job here. Shit. I don't know how to do this. Okay, so now we're going to go for the back part, which is going to be really super easy and great.
You should shave half your head again.
Who said that? Jesus Christ.
Shave it all off.
I'm thinking about doing it. Jordan, if this doesn't work out, which, I mean, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing,
What
so
number are you using?
I'm on a 1. Good God. I bet the back looks so absurd right now. I don't know. I kind of just want to fucking buzz it. Like, I don't know. What do you what do you guys think? Should I go for the buzz? Like, I don't know if this hairstyle is.
I would have started with the 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I came into it kind of thinking that I was gonna end up buzzing it, and so I don't know. We'll start with 2. Let me get the chat section's thoughts on the buzz cut right now, because it's feeling like buzz cut time for me.
No sad face.
No. No from Jess, which isn't super influential.
How does the fade look? I can. Asterisk, I can't tell.
Pretty bad, I think. show the camera what we're working on right
Show
now.
the camera what we're working on.
So this is the side here. This is the front. This is the other side. The back is just a bunch of strips because I didn't really know. I feel like, I don't know, like, kind of feels like buzzcut season for me. I think we're just gonna go for it. I think we're just gonna go for the buzz, because
Yeah, the fade looks pretty bad. I don't think you're going to be able to save the length on the top.
oh yeah. Well, what about this? All right, so I think this is kind of a cool look because it's like not a lot of people are rocking this style right now, and I'm kind of like, I think of myself as a little bit of a trendsetter, so maybe like just what about something like this? Like something a little fun and flirty, but fresh still. Something where you could roll up to a club and you could be the main attraction, but you know you could still look good in VIP. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? I'm gonna put this on my Instagram story. For the follow me on Michael Gerry livestream on Instagram if you're not.
Keep it like that. That's fine.
Shit, I might have to take that and put that in my actual story too, because that was pretty.
No offense, but I always thought white people used to cut their hair. Buzz, yes.
No offense, but I always thought white people would use scissors to cut their hair. I think they do. I think primarily it's a scissors situation, but this white person is going to do a little bit of a different style. This is awesome. I might have to keep it like this.
Squinting face, grinning, squinting face, grinning, squinting face, grinning, squinting face.
I can bring it so it's like, oh, this is sweet. So it's like covering. What do you guys think about this look? This is a look that I haven't seen anyone pull off before. It's like a mix of the longer and the buzz, and it has all the cool texture elements of a different haircut. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ! All right, so now we just have to.
Please keep it.
Please keep it. No, Jess. I'm not going to keep that. I have to be able to travel on public transportation without getting arrested. I already wear a camera on my shoulder.
Nice comb cover. Face with tears of joy, 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 face with tears of joy. Asterisk, coma.
Oh yeah, this is sweet. Top-notch haircut. You know, some people pay big bucks for a haircut like this. Oh, this is cool too. Guys, hit smash like on this video if you like this haircut right here. So I'll share a fun story with you guys while I'm buzzing the rest of my head. The last time I did this, I left a tiny bit of hair on my head, slightly longer, just like this tiny little patch, and it was only slightly longer. And I was living in I went on a trip right after I did it, like a pretty long trip, and that tiny bit, I didn't have access to clippers anymore, but it wasn't enough to go in and like get another haircut, but it was just long enough where for the whole period of time where I had the buzz cut, I could see that it was slightly longer, and it was like this little slightly darker patch, and it was really annoying. And then eventually it grew in, but I swore to myself that the next time I if I ever shave my head again, then I would not let that happen because it was really irritating for a while.
This is a Britney Spears 2007 moment. This will grow back quickly. My hair does in like 2 weeks.
This is Britney Spears. Yeah, I totally thought about... Guys, I want to clarify.
It's iconic.
I have not decided to shave my hair because of a crisis. I just really didn't like my haircut, and I don't want to pay for haircuts. And don't have the skill or patience or tools to, I don't want mirrors, and so I don't have the ability to really cut my own hair good or well. So
He looks so good.
yeah, hell yeah! Thanks, Jordan.
Drooling face.
That is awesome. That's exactly the encouragement I needed right now, as I literally shaved my head. This is awesome.
Does Naomi know about this? Face with tears of joy face with hand over mouth thinking face.
Naomi does not know, but I did tell Naomi that I would try to do the sides short and the top long first, and I did. I think, to be fair, give that a good effort. It just didn't really come together, and so sometimes you take matters into your own hands.
Michael, you look so good, drooling face.
Thank you, Jordan. I really appreciate that.
You. Look like M&M.
Yeah, sweet. That's awesome. That is what we need. A bit of M&M action. I guess basically kind of go on the ears here. Now I actually do want to have some sort of shape to this back neck part, so I'm gonna have to go back to this. Oh god, this is gonna be so hard. Okay. I just don't know how to do this. I think maybe so maybe I tie a towel. Okay, tie a towel across the front. And then that's just like the marker, right? That'll totally work. Alright, so I don't know how that worked out. Maybe I'll try taking a picture. Huh. Well, it's really, I guess, just about finding if there are any uneven parts at this point.
I'm so glad I'm subscribed to you. There's never a dull moment on this channel.
Hell yeah, Jordan. Wait till I get to Los Angeles, man. Well, cool. That was pretty, I guess, not that hard, really. I mean, originally when I was trying to actually have a haircut, that was really hard. But the second I decided to just buzz my head, this whole haircut process got a whole lot easier. I think that's it for this tool. Now I'm just going to shower and then shave my face. And theoretically, I should be good to go on the new hairstyle. Take this and collect up all the hair here. It's a big hair sandwich. Kind of like a hair taco, I guess. Then I've got some hair down here. We'll just take that one too. Now I've got 2 hair towels. So yeah, that was that. Very happy with the results. Cheapest haircut I've ever had. Or at least top 2. I'm gonna shower and then I'm gonna come back out and we'll check out the complete look. Yo, Chad! Oh my god. Chad, if you're watching, thank you, bro. Chad just donated. I have a GoFundMe going so that I can go to Los Angeles, and it's in the link of this video. Chad just donated $45 and said, "Use for the train and a decent haircut. Have fun." Thank you, bro. That's awesome. That's super cool. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who cuts my own hair, or who did at one point.
You're welcome. Shay balls. Yeah, do that. Carrot. Eyes. Ha 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 ha. How you can hear what we say also. Ole Chico in serio tu vayas como un BBB. Vida asterisk. where you babe. His life is like a big brother speak, no evil monkey face screaming in fear. Let us watch you showering. Ha 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 ha, lol, oh shit, is reading everything. Hopefully you didn't butcher your hair. Are you seeing Parker later? Or did I miss him earlier?
Very satisfied with this haircut. 10 out of 10. Would have shaved my head again.
Knock knock. Naomi, you're gonna flip face with tears of joy fire. Dude, seriously, there's a spider under your bed. I saw it. His hair looks so good, drooling face fire. Hair of Naomi. It was butchered beyond repair. Now it's gone. Lol, that doesn't surprise me.
Alright, so haircut is mostly, this is the haircut is mostly done.
Hey. I've never seen a spider that big. Must be venomous as fuck.
Let's see what happened here. Shave balls. Yeah, do that. Haha, you can hear me say awesome. Oh, chico. En serio, tú vives como un bebé. Vida. What do I mean? Where are you, babe? His life is like Big Brother. But
nice haircut.
Let us watch you showering. Oh shit, he's reading everything. Hopefully he didn't butcher your hair. You seen Parker? Who's there at Blue?
Michael, your audio is out of sync.
Ah, fuck. Alright, I'll try and fix that. Okay. Hopefully this is better. We'll give us a little time to load. Thanks for letting me know, Naomi. If this is fixed, we'll good. If not, I'll just do something else.
It's fixed. Thank God it's not like that time in Indiana.
Thank God it's fixed. Yeah. Hell yeah. Good. Glad it's fixed. This is fixed. Thanks for letting me know, Naomi.
Did you kill that spider yet?
Yeah, I ate the spider just to be safe. I didn't want to risk getting bit, so I just consumed it, and it's in my digestive tract right now. Pro tip, if you eat spiders, then you actually gain 1/100th of the power of spiders gain. So if you eat enough, then like DC or Marvel will make a movie about you. Sweet. Well, I'm pretty amped about this. This is going to make my life way better. And I can just either repeat this haircut anytime I want a haircut, or I can just grow it out and then do something else next time. But in the meantime, very amped. Are you going out? I'm not sure. I actually kind of want to go to a skate park. I might hit up Punker probably and let him know, see what his plans are. I don't want to leave him hanging, but I get a lot of energy, and not planning on doing any drinking tonight, so not that going out is not
Take us
fun,
with you.
regardless. Of course, Blue. Blue, you come everywhere.
Also, other guys watching, if you do ever notice that the stream is out of sync, like Naomi said there, that's super helpful for me. If you notice that, just totally say something, because then I can fix it. Thanks again, Naomi, for letting me know. Are you a musician? No. Bingo on what Naomi just said there. I'm not a musician, but I play like 2 instruments, and I don't play them very often, but I have them in my house, so. Did someone just say that they saw the stream on a forum? Blue, tell, or what forum was that?
Chip asked him if he did a few months ago. And he confirmed he does masturbate. I'm like a Michael Gerry live stream encyclopedia.
Pandler. Cool.
When does he do that?
Blue, is that any sort of specific forum for anything in particular, or is that just like a general? I don't know anything about Pandler.
That I don't know.
This is in a language which I don't speak. Why does he do that? General, in your bulge. Great. All press is good press, right?
I'm assuming in the shower, Sleeping. Morning wood. He does a rib some mistake. Lol.
Naomi, if anyone is a sex symbol of this stream, it's definitely, not to point fingers, but let's just say that one of us draws a big crowd on the sleep streams, and her name starts with an N. Switch the batteries on this device here. I'm blue. Blue, that is actually a really good point. I'm assuming you must have found out about yourself via that forum as well. Awesome. I am super cool with that.
I will set a symbol for your smoke.
Yeah, what's up, Mom? This is what I look like now. I kind of love it. I kind of think it's dope. Is it the best look? I have no idea, but God, it is really just going to be so easy and awesome. Last time I did this,
Beth, Jerry, so did I.
Mom, do you want to do a hangout right now, or I'm trying to? Maybe I'll hit up Bukursky and we'll see.
Hello, this is Michael Gerry. I can't hear.
Let's try Steven. At the moment I do, but yo, Steven, would you want to do a Google Hangout right now?
1 second. It's funny. You called me at the same time as yesterday. I'm at the oversized baggage.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I just got my board actually.
Hold on, I'm getting a call from Michael Bukursky. I'm gonna answer this.
Okay.
What's up, man? Do you want to do a Google Hangout?
I am.
Sorry, what'd you say? Wait, say it one more time.
How are you doing? I'm like the most hungover I've ever been in my life.
Wow, what happened last night?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Are you down though? Would you want to hang out? I mean, like maybe like me, you hang out.
Yeah, I could come down for a second. Let me know when you're starting it.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get it going.
Yes, I won't take him on the laptop. What? Wait, what's up?
I just said I'll get it going. I'll send you a message.
Okay, alright, cool.
See you, Rob.
Okay, bye. Yo, what's up?
Yo, I'm gonna get on with Bukursky, and you should join for a little bit.
I'll try to. I'm carrying a bunch of shit right now. I'm trying to get on a shuttle.
No worries. If you get on the shuttle and you want to pop in or whatever, I'm just gonna send you the link.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, peace. Jordan is the sweetest. I agree. Blue. Naomi, you are just beyond helpful. I'm good, Goose. How are you doing? Seriously,
There's a lot of maintenance, but it's worth it.
No, is that something you have to go in for multiple times, the Olaplex treatment, or is that one and done? Oh, peace. Okay, enjoy.
Because you ran out of shampoo.
Blue, you're pretty funny.
Naomi, you are taking such good care of your dude. Enjoy.
Naomi, you will forever be the ultimate moderator of the Michael Gerry live stream. No matter how many other moderators I add, no one will ever compare. Sorry, at bottom made of honey.
The treatment is something you do at home.
Oh, word. Okay.
Up to 3 times a week.
And how many weeks do you have to do that for, Naomi?
helped repair the bonds broken down from the lighter. Do you take everybody to take a shit too? Just curious.
I generally leave it outside the door. So it's like...
Gerry and Michael, thank you so much. Oh shucks, I love your family. Adopt me sneezing. Your great value might have been the better choice.
What do you mean, Kyle?
I'll do it as long as I stay wrong. That blue he leaves us outside the door. But I'll have to do it less frequently. Thanks God.
You have to do it as long as you stay blonde? Okay.
Jordan, you can join in on the next Gerry family live stream hangout. Like twice a month. I'm coming over. Okay, be back in half an hour or so. I am subscribing to you.
Hell yeah, thanks. And see you, Naomi. This hair looks hilarious. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Grinning, squinting face, why? It's like a hair mask. Naomi, how long do you think you'll stay wrong?
Alright, I'm going to switch off this one right here.
Welcome.
And I'm going to go...
Gerry probably for a while. At least a year, if not longer.
Hell yeah.
Bye for real this time. I am enjoying this but reading my comments.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to end this stream right now. This one, and I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go live in this Google one. Okay,
Yeah,
guys?
it's gonna be fun to have them all summer for sure near.